CamLogic's Tech Tuesdays will start in 2 minutes. Good morning and welcome to CamLogic's Tech Tuesdays. We're waiting for more folks to come in. We'll give it about another minute and then we'll go ahead and start. Good morning and welcome to our first session of CamLogic's Tech Tuesdays. This is a weekly 30-minute webinar series designed to explore various PLM topics to give our customers useful information, tips and tricks, and greater insight as to the capabilities of our products. In other words, this is a live email, a live newsletter, if you will. This is something we want you to see live. Today's session is entitled Solid Edge and the Roots of Synchronous Technology. My name is Dale Duell. I'm an application engineer for CamLogic. I have over 20 years of industry experience in the CAD and the design field, and I have been a certified Solid Edge trainer with 11 years of service to the Solid Edge community. I want to explain in just a few minutes who we are at CamLogic. CamLogic was founded in 1996 by Jim Carlisle, headquartered out of Oxford, Michigan, a nice quiet little town about 30 minutes north of Detroit. We serve Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, and Pennsylvania. We carry CAM, CAD, we do analysis and data management. We also do inspection and reverse engineering, rapid prototyping, and 3D laser scanning. On the CAD side, we carry the complete Siemens PLM suite, which would be Solid Edge, NX, Teamcenter, and NX CAM. We also do Esprit as an additional CAD package as well. We also offer training. Everything that we sell and that we service, we also offer the training for that. And we can train on-site, in the classroom, or customized. We understand that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to what you do. So what we want to do is we want to meet you where you work. We want to see what you do. We want to understand your process to help you out with our products. We also offer first-class technical support. Every member of the staff that is supporting the product is an expert in their field, so we are more than happy to answer your questions anytime that you want. And one of the things, too, as this economy starts to kick back up, is the supplier or support readiness, and that is if you have compliance issues that you need to, all of a sudden you're tier 1 or tier 2 to an automotive maker or an appliance maker, that we can help you with those compliance issues as well. I hope that you see that we're a little more than a reseller, that we're actually a lot more than a reseller. We're actually your partner on the other side of the desk there. We want to offer our expertise. We want to offer our support, the support that's dedicated to you, not just a help desk somewhere, but it's us on the other side of the telephone talking with you, or on the other side of the desk, or out there on the floor walking the shop with you. So we want to be your contact, your liaison into the software that you're using. So I also want you to notice that we do complimentary services such as local user events, new product launches, webinars, we're starting our tips and tricks and our monthly newsletters. So we want to stay informed, and we want to stay in touch with our customer. So for this tips and tricks, this Tech Tuesday that we're presenting, we are going to talk about the roots of synchronous technology as found in traditional solid edge. So if you've got solid edge already, or if you're interested in looking at solid edge and you've heard things about synchronous, we want you to see this today. Now today we're going to use Direct Edit and PMI. PMI stands for Product Manufacturing Information. We're going to use these two tools that are found in the traditional environment, and we're going to show how they mimic and how they start to become the basis of this synchronous technology that we hear so much about. And the reason being is we don't want you to abandon one set of tools in order to go, learn a complete new set of tools to try to be productive. We want you to take what you know and be comfortable with what you've got already. We want to expand that, and then we want to build that foundation as you go forward into the synchronous technology. Just a brief explanation of synchronous technology. There are two basic schools of thought inside of the CAD world. That was until about 3 years ago, but it was history-based, and most of us would understand that as being SolidWorks, Solid Edge, Pro-E, NX, Inventor, those types of things. Very much what we call a parent-child relationship. I always try to explain things this way. Back in the board drafting and the 2D days, when what we were doing is we were designing a drawing. We weren't making the part. We were designing a drawing. So the top view had to look like the side view, or the bottom view had to look like the top view, and everything had to be just right. What we were doing is we were communicating a drawing, not a physical part. Then along came history-based modeling, and what we started doing then was starting to fill out the feature tree. So we cared more how the features were ordered in the tree, and that gave us the part on the screen, but we cared about how the features were ordered, and if one feature came before another, then the screen would show a different result. So we were actually doing a little more organizing of the feature tree. On the other hand, history-free modeling seemed to be, if you will, clay shapes. We wanted to pull out this square and add a little bit and stretch it down and bend it over, but it was very, very hard to go back and see what you have done, or to drive that with dimensions. So synchronous meets those needs. We take dimension-driven, very, very repeatable, reusable models inside of the feature-based modeling, and then we combine that with quickly editable parts, live access to the part. So that allows us to work with this part very smart, but also very quick at the same time. So you do get the best of both worlds. We're going to use Solid Edge Direct Edit as found in your Solid Edge that you already have, and we're going to use Solid Edge PMI as found in the Solid Edge that you already have. So let's go take a look at the Solid Edge environment. I've opened a part over here, and it is in the ordered environment. And I want you to see over on the left-hand side of the screen that there are no features. There's nothing that we can go work with and change. And this was what we used to call a dumb solid. And everybody knew what this was years and years ago, is I've got the part, but I can't do anything with it. Well, that all changed back about 5 years ago inside of Solid Edge, and we started to work with our PMI and our Direct Edit. So I'm going to take this and just start dimensioning this block that I have here, and turn this so you can see it. And I'm just going to start dimensioning and throwing some things out here, and just for the time's sake, these are the things that I want to track as I work with this model. Notice that I've been locking planes so that my dimension comes up and I get exactly what I want. So I've got this part setting out here, and we see that the face is 90 degrees. We see that it's 3.937, almost 4 inches wide, and it's 394 on the rib. I want to do a couple of things with this model. One of the things I want to do is I want to have a thicker rib, I want to have an angled face, and I've got to keep this block to 4 inches. So as I do this, I'll move to the Modify or the Direct Edit toolbar, and I will choose to go ahead and move a face. So I'll just pick this face right on the left-hand side here, and I'll move that, and that was 394. I want to go to 1/2 inch, so I'll do a little bit of math in my head, and I will turn that to 1/2 inch. Now notice by moving this 0.106 that my PMI dimension now accurately reflects that this is a 1/2 inch rib. So mission accomplished, almost. One of the things that I've done is I've moved one face, and I've actually altered a design intent of this, and that is that the rib probably should be in the center of the part. So I'm going to go take and now move multiple faces, and we'll move it along this line, and I'll just grab it and I'll move it, and I'll let Solid Edge do the math again. 0.106, the amount I moved it, divided by 2, and that's going to pop that right back there in the center, and then that move is going to be complete. Now, I want to take and bring this face out, and I'm going to rotate this face about this center line here. And you can see I can pull that out, and that's going to go out as far as I tell it to. So I just want it to go out 3 more degrees. And as I do, you can see now that I have an 87-degree face on there, whereas before it was 90. Now, what else has changed with this model is that where it was a little under 4 inches, because I brought the face out, the part now is going to be 4.114 inches. And that's not an acceptable thing because we said we wanted to keep that under 4 inches. So what I'll do next is I'll choose to offset a face, and I'll just take this entire face, and I want to pause here just for a second to show you that Solid Edge picks all of the tangent faces that are lying on this. Even the competition cannot do this at this point. And when they go out and try that, we'll have to go pick them all. Solid Edge is smart enough to know that those faces have to go with that. So this is version 17. This is 5 years ago. So I'm going to take and move that face, and I'm going to move it back, and it's looking for a dimension. So I am taking and grabbing, but I'm doing it with dimensions. And I'll move that back 0.114, thus giving me a 4-inch part. These are the things that you can do with the Direct Edit and the PMI. Now, these dimensions here are not editable. They do not drive the part. So when I look at the 1/2 inch, I cannot change this to make that rib wider or thinner. I actually have to go in traditional and go to move or delete a face or resize whatever I want. Speaking of resizing, I want to go out here and I want to resize this round. This round right now is 551, and I'm going to take both radii here. I'm going to take those, and they're 551, and that suggests that this is going to be a very, very accurate radius. Now, in this scenario, I'm taking this out, sending this out to a machine shop to rough this part out, and then when it comes in, then we'll set it up and we'll grind it very, very tightly. So in this scenario, I will go ahead and change those rounds to 375 and change the rounds right there. So now I've roughened up this part. I've almost taken it backwards in time, if you will, and allowed to loosen up the dimensions on this so it can be cast or rough machined, and then when I get it, then I will turn it back into my precision part that I want. I also can delete things as we talk about the modify toolbar, and I'm going to go out and delete some rounds, and I'm simply going to take these two rounds right here and I'm going to delete those, thus giving me a square part on the front. So that idea of I have a dumb solid, it comes in, but there's nothing I can do with it, those days are gone. Then the idea of I have a solid that I'm trying to work with, but I don't know quite how to do it or how to precisely do it, those days are gone as well. This is in the traditional workflow using modify and PMI. Now, I want to take that same concept and I want to switch over to a synchronous part. Now this part is a regular synchronous part, and I just want you to see how quickly I can do this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rib right here, that is 0.394, and I am going to take that PMI dimension and I'm going to drive it, and if you look very, very closely at the center of the screen, you'll see that the part will actually move both ways, thus eliminating that idea that I have to go recenter the part simply because I moved faced. Again, taking something like this and looking at it, just blocking this off right here, that this is going to be 90 degrees. Looking for a dimension, I'm going to drive that to that 87, just as we spoke of before, and that part now is going to go 87 degrees. As I come down here, I can take this part and move it as I choose. I am going to go take this, and I want you to see this very closely on this dimension. As I decide which dimension, which side gets to move. Right now the front side is going to be locked down and the back side is free to move. I'm going to go change that, and you can see that the back side is locked down and the front side is free to move. So we said 4, that's already 4, but if I change it to 3.934 as it was in the past, it's going to go back and move that. So I've done the same things that we've done in traditional, but I've done them in the synchronous, and there's always, it's like we're skipping steps. We're not going through the hierarchy, we're actually skipping the steps to get us the same fast, repeatable, and reliable results. Now, for this webinar, this is what we have at this point. I'll open it up for any questions, and you can type your message in at the bottom. If you want to ask a question, feel free to ask. Some of the questions we'll answer, I'll try to answer here. Some, feel free to contact me over the phone or over the email, and we'll try to answer those questions. Okay, wait a little bit more. Questions, anyone? Okay. All right. Well, if you do have questions, please feel free to email me, give me a call. Be more than happy to answer them. Be more than happy to jump back on over the web as well, and we can talk about that. So let's continue on. Just very, very quickly, just so you know what we're doing at CamLogic, the fundamentals of Solid Edge, the things that you've seen me do today, you'll be able to do. The fundamentals of Solid Edge, March 8th to 11th up in Oxford. It's a 4-day training class. And then we're also offering a synchronous technology, synchronous only, if you will, 4 days. If you've been curious about synchronous technology, or if everyone else around you has been going to synchronous technology and you need to get there as well, this 4-day training class is for you. April 5th, Oxford, April 12th, Columbus, Ohio. So anything that you need on the synchronous side, let us know, and we'll get you in one of these classes. We also have NX classes available, so anyone interested in the NX product and its capabilities, we have NX classes as well. And again, to contact us, give us a call, 248-969-9201, or visit our website at camlogic.com for more information. Our upcoming webinars that we're having on exactly 1 week from today at 11 o'clock, we are doing the Solid Edge Synchronous Steering Wheel. So you saw me work with that and in the synchronous part. And the synchronous steering wheel will be highlighted in our next session on the 15th. On the 22nd, we'll be doing a Z-scanner. March 1st, we'll be back to the Solid Edge on customizing the Solid Edge interface, the 3D printing technology, Solid Edge Smart Parts, NX, and Solid Edge time-saving commands. So the rest of this month, please book your calendar to meet with us on on Tuesday at 11 o'clock. Well, I hope not to take too much of your time. Please feel free to give me feedback and comments if this was helpful. If there's topics that you have that you'd like to see us cover, we'd be more than happy to do that as well. For what we've done today, it can be replayed. This is being recorded, and it will be posted out to YouTube within 24 hours in this wonderful technology that we have. It will be on YouTube within 24 hours. And you can find it at the CamLogic channel out on YouTube by going to youtube.com/user/CamLogic. We have a CamLogic channel out there already, 20 or 30 videos out there waiting for your viewing pleasure. So I do appreciate your time and attention. I appreciate your interest in our products, in our services, and we hope to see you later on. Thanks so much for attending the Tech Tuesday, and we'll see you next week.